Good evening, folks. Mel here. I am going to come and share with you my Country Craft Creations design team card tutorial. This tutorial is for my design team as well as all my fun YouTubers as well. And everybody was really in love with this mason jar explosion card, kind of like an exploding box card. And so I'm going to share with you today how I created this. Now, I want you to keep in mind that you can make this card the same way with any shape you desire, just as long as it's kind of flat at the bottom. So you can do the same thing. So I'm excited to share this with you today. I know it's long overdue, but like I said, I've been in the process of moving, and so I'm almost settled in, folks, almost settled in. So this is the finished project. I have shown this already, but this is using stickles and some glossy accents to make everything just pop right up. So we're going to get right started. What I did was I just used this mason jar stamp from Michaels. Now you can use, like I said, a stamp or any shape. And what I did was I stamped this out 5 times. 2 times, and I'll show you, 2 times on my designer paper, which I'm using Bo Bunny's Petal Lane. So this is how I stamped it out, and then I just took my ink distress marker and colored a little bit of the gray on the brim. The other one I paper pieced to make different color, but this one I just used a gray. So I stamped it out twice on designer paper. Of course, that's the back of it. And then I stamped it again 3 more times on solid color cardstock, just like this, because this is what goes on the inside of our base. Then I went ahead and I cut strips. I cut 3 strips at 2 3/4 by 1 inch. So that would make these guys right here. I'll show them to you. So that way, this is a good time for you to pause and actually, sorry for the lighting, I'm trying to fix it so it doesn't do that. That is a good time to pause so you can cut out those 3 strips. And there's a total of 5 that you're cut out total, but those ones are different measurements. So here's your 3 strips, and then what I did was I put them on my scoreboard and I scored 1/4 of an inch on both sides, or 5/8 of an inch on both sides. Actually, I think it's 1/4 of an inch. This one might be a little bit bigger because I cut a little bigger. And then I folded and I put score tape. Okay, so I did that on all 3 of these pieces, just like that, and folded and score taped, because these are going to be our little hinges. And then I cut 2 more strips at 2 3/4 by 1 1/8. And that's these right here. And again, folded and scored. These are going to be our side panels, which I've also forgotten to previously cut out little matted pieces, which I will do at a later time. So once you've got that done, then I fussy cut it all out. Then I thought, okay, since my designer paper didn't have, I just love the pattern so much, I didn't want to cut into the pattern parts of the paper. So what I did was all I did was take the yellow pieces and I cut out, or I stamped out just some leaves. Just some foliage like this, and of course I fussy cut them out. So I have a lot of leaves here and little goodies to add to my card. Love these leaves, and I did them in the yellow because the paper is pink, black, and yellow. Then on the paper itself had all these beautiful little images in black and white. And so what I did was I actually just colored them in yellow and pink, fussy cut them out, backed them on black paper, and fussy cut them out again. So I have my flowers. I think these are going to be beautiful to pop out of my card. And so, of course, I pre-did those. And in your kits, if you're from my group, you will have the sheet in your Craftology kit. This is exactly what I did. I just cut out the 6 along one of the strips and did that. And just cut them. They're not fully like this. They have other shapes around them, but I just changed them just a little bit so they all looked a little different. These were from our sticker sheets that came with the collection, and I just cut them out, backed them on black cardstock, and cut them out again. So those are our fun little pieces. So we'll design the card after once we build the card. So I'm going to share with you how we build the card. Okay, so with the previous card, what I did was I actually took my piece and put it face down, the side I want to see. And I started with my hinges. So these are the side pieces that are actually going to connect the card like this and like this. So our little slats will go inside. See how that works? So I take my pieces like this, and I take my glue. These are the hinge pieces, the 3 that are the same size, okay? And I make sure that the folds are this direction away from me. So the folds are away from me. And I take this piece here, and I glue across this right here, just glue with my art glitter glue, my fancy glue. You don't have to use a lot. A little goes a really long way. And I center this as much as I can over the top of that so that the score lines are on either side. And I like to get into the divots of it. Now you don't have to do it exactly in the middle depending on the kind of base that you use, but in my jars they're like divoted here, so that's kind of how I did that. So then I take my next one and I put this right over the same as this one. So I can make sure that they're identical, right? So let's put some glue on it. Make sure that they are identical on both sides because I do not want them to be cattywampus when they sit up. So I stick it just like that, hold it down, and then I stick this one. And no, they don't have to be exactly stamped. You're not going to see these on the inside anyway. But I do like to put my image right over the top of that one. So that way I know that they are aligned. Does that make sense, folks? I hope it does. I'm going to do the third one the same way. Just makes it a lot easier for you guys to know exactly where to lay them and to make sure that they are exactly flush. Oh, I'm a little shaky today. Okay, then here's your last and final one. Make sure that they lay perfectly on top of each other and just push them down. Yay, so now your pieces should look like this. So then I take my side pieces and I make sure that they're folded again away from me. That's what's going to go on the inside. So putting it up towards you with the flaps up, take one side of your mason jar, preferably, let's say this one. Let's start like this. So face it to you. And I like to go in about 1/4 of an inch higher. Now you don't have to do exact measurements. You can pick and choose. You can even just do 2 of these jars on the inside or 2 images on the inside, but I think I'm going to start it off with doing it right to the actual score line. So it'll look like this. Okay. I'm going to take the next one and I'm going to do the next one down from this guy. I think I'm going to put him about 1/4 of an inch away from the score line, if that makes any sense. Make sure that they're pretty even there. Make sure that they lay flush. See how it lays flush like this? You just gotta double check just to be safe. Then I'm gonna take the last one and do the same thing and put it in the middle and center it in between the 2. That's kind of how I get my measurements on these because sometimes they change. The other one I did 1/2 inch. These are doing 1/4 inch. So then I'm going to go ahead and put my flap up and then I'm going to center that in between the 2, just like that. Make sure they all lay flush. Yay, and they do. See how they lay flush like this? Without it being wonky. So they lay flush. So that way when they sit up, they won't be funky. Now if they are, I will show you a trick on that as well. Okay, so that's how it can lay flat. Now I take my back piece, and there's the back piece right here. I go ahead and peel off my score tape. This is our piece that we've glued all the other 3 pieces to. And I'm going to lay it down so it's away from me. The front of it is away from me. And I'm going to fold it flat. And I'm going to make sure that all of these pieces like this are aligned, and then I'm just going to go down. See how I did this? So I made sure that this piece matched up with this piece, and the bottom matched up with the bottom equally. And then I just slightly went over to the right until I got to the edge, and then I pushed down. Okay, so now they're all flush. See that? Excuse me. So now we are going to, well, this is our front piece, and before I even start the full front piece, I'm going to add my ribbon to the front right here with some art glitter glue, and just add a little to the back of this. I'm going to add some seam binding to the front of my card. I think I'm going to fold it in half because I want it to be itty bitty. There we go. Just going to fold my little ribbon there. Art glitter glue does work, just saying. I'm going to go ahead and glue that to the back of that. You won't see the front of this anyway, so now that's my ribbon is on the base of my jar. I'm going to do the same thing over here. So I'm going to peel off this piece now, the front piece, peel off my seam tape, and I'm going to go ahead and line it up like this to make sure it matches, and then go all the way down to where I get to the score line here. And I'm going to push down Okay, now we've got them all. Isn't that exciting? Make sure that they're all flat. I make sure I didn't mess up any of them here. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we've got it where it looks like this. See how the side piece looks like this? That is how it should look. And you can mat this piece as well with some designer paper. I guess I just left that part out. That's entirely up to you folks. Okay, now I'm going to go to this piece, which is our next side piece. I like to decorate this after it's put together because then I'm like a floral designer and I can decide where I want to put my goodies. Okay, so now this one, what I like to do is I want to make sure that it fits perfectly flush with this piece right here. So I just like to make sure it just fits. I can go down. Okay, there we go. Stick it right there. I'm eyeballing it. Now this is just eyeballing with no measurements. We're going to take this piece of score tape off and I'm going to just come around and push this one right down. Remember, it goes right into that fold line. So this one's the easy one because it goes right into that fold line, see? And if you can't get your fat fingers through it like me, I'm just going to take a pen and I'm just going to put my pen right through there. Perfect. Okay. Next one, we're going to unscore tape this guy right here. And we're going to come in, and I like to see this way so I can kind of get the idea. Perfect. Okay. We're going to push that one down and burnish that guy in. And then we're going to take our last little piece here. Oh, oops, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to take this last little mason jar insert and do the same thing where it goes in about a quarter inch away from the actual piece there, which would be exactly perfect from where I actually fold it. Perfect. Okay. Then this very, very, very last piece, you just set your top panel right on and score. Now look, it's folded, it folds. Now what I like to do is I like to actually fold it, make sure it folds flat, play with it. That's kind of how I do it. Make sure it folds flat, make sure it folds flat, good. Make sure it sits up, and look, it sits up perfect. It does teeter a little because it is rounded at the edges, but it is sitting up. Yay, okay. Now that we've got that part handled, I want you to take a pretty good look at here. See how all those are in there? It accordions, it folds flat. Yes, I know that there's a little, not as many gaps here, and there's two wider gaps here. It's because these are the two pieces that are going to have the bigger sprays popping out. And I found it to be more stable to attach full-size mason jars instead of just tabs. It keeps it more durable too. So, woohoo, now we get to decorate. I'm also going to be using rhinestones that came in my kit too, which I'm really excited about. So let's get all these florals over here. And I think what I'm going to do is first I'm going to put this on the very front of my base. This is the cut apart that I use that says, "Love makes the world go round." So I'm going to get some glue going here. And I'm going to stick this right on the very front of my jar. Just like that. Perfect. Oh, I love it already. Yay! Now this was just a little piece that I had, a little tag, and I put a little flower over the tag piece, and I'm actually going to glue it to this stem, because instead of using a butterfly on this one, I think I want a tag that says, "You are lovely." I want it to stick right out of my card. See, where it would just stick out and then the flowers can go around it. It's going to be so pretty. Okay, so with these, I like to put a few flowers on stems. So let's put that flower. Actually, we'll use a smaller flower on that one because it's a little heavy. So put a flower there and a leaf. What do you think? Maybe I'll put the leaf on that side. This is the fun part, the designing part. The designing part's always fun. So there's a little leaf there with the designer paper. And again, all I did was color my images because they were just black and white with the yellow and the pink, so they just kind of just match. Okay, then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to glue some greenery here. Well, they're not greenery. It's funny, when I do these, I actually enjoy putting, I like to make the greenery and the leaves, the things that would normally be green, I actually like to do them in the colors of the designer paper. I think that it changes the dimension of the card. and it makes it all make sense. So otherwise, this paper is just green, black, and pink. If you were to put real green in there, then it just wouldn't look right. Okay, I'm going to put that one right there for right now. And then I'm going to glue this one and this one together, I think, like this. Yep, I think I'm going to glue them together. I think that's a really pretty idea. And I'm going to put some leaves on this one too. See, I just cut out leaves. So I was just having fun. I used random leaf stamps that I had from a whole bunch of different collections, just so that they had some fun stuff in this kit. I just thought it would be great to attach goodies. See, look how pretty this is already starting to be. I think I'm going to put this guy here, just like that. See, I like the stems too, so I can put dimension in there. Let's see. So I like that one here, and this one like right here. And I think my two littler ones can kind of go right here and right here. And then this lovely tag can come out right there. Oh, well, look at that. That's what I think. Okay. See how that works, folks? It's a lot of fun, huh? So I'm going to go ahead and glue this guy down right there. Perfect. Okay. And it's a little wobbly. That's okay. I don't mind. We're going to glue this guy down right here so I can see all dimensions. See how it just tears? I just love that. We'll stick this lovely tag right there. How pretty. See, I make it look simple. That's just because I do a lot of the stuff before you guys get here. So you guys can pause and take the time to see. Now it's going to the right because it's got a little bit of a wobble. That's okay. I'm going to put this flower here and maybe even this one here. Nope, I think that's too big. But maybe if I do it like this with some leaves. Yeah, why not? Okay, so we'll glue this one to this one. And I'll, again, use some pretty foliage. And this is where I find that maybe I'll add some more foliage too, just for fun. So we'll just glue this guy down. My art glitter glue is phenomenal. So glad Tamara sent me another set of art glitter glue. Oh, good. See, now it is not wobble wobble. But I feel like I need some more leaves. There goes my light again. I think I need to rubber band it. You know, moving here made all kinds of stuff fall apart on me. Lots of stuff falling apart on me. Kind of sucky, but that's okay. Okay, fix the light. So I think I'm going to add a leaf right here, just an extra one on that side, and then I'll add some more on that side, just so it's kind of even on both sides here. There we go. Look how fun that is. Okay, then we're going to add one of these really pretty guys on this side. Let's see. Yeah, like right there. I think that's pretty. And maybe a little guy right there. Yep, I think that was a winner. Okay, and then our card is decorated. Look how oh, how pretty. Okay, what do you think, folks? It's so stinking cute, right? But it's not done, of course. So, of course, I like to add rhinestones to my centers. I should have done that before I put them on, but I wanted to see where they would lay if I was going to even have a center. So I'm going to add these rhinestones. Oops, I'm going to add these rhinestones to the center of my flowers. Ooh, pretty already. I'm loving it. I love how I have different sizes and things like that. That's pretty. Let's add a little guy to this one. How pretty is that? Oh, I love it. Okay, I think I can add this little guy back here. That's a little guy too. Maybe I'll add 2 pearls. Let's just add 2 pearls, if I can hold on to them. I have nails for the first time in a long time, so I'm not quite used to using them, as you can see. Okay, there's a pearl there, and I'll put a pearl on this one. Let's put a larger pearl on that one. Okay, now we have pearls and rhinestones. Look how beautiful. And later on, you can classy accent and do all the fun things. Now for this, I'm also going to attach, of course, a beautiful seam binding bow to the corner right there. And then this card is complete, folks. I hope you love this tutorial. I try to make them fast and easy to watch. because I know I'm like everybody else. I really just want to know the dimensions. I pause, I come back, I put together. The fun part is, of course, decorating this. But here we go. Look how darling this is, you guys. And look, it folds flat. So this can be put in an envelope. In an envelope, safe and sound. You'll have to make an envelope for it. But you know what, folks? It is together. It is darling. I'm going to zoom in so you can see all the fabulous goodness in there. And this is that Bow Bunny Petal Lane collection from Country Craft Creations. Definitely go check out the store. I was going to attach a butterfly, but I think it was just a little too much. So it's okay. You know, you don't always have to. Just make sure you do extras. You know, I always did extra leaves. Oh, gosh, folks, this was so much fun to share with you. And this was my creation. I've seen something similar, but not exact. I like that it folds flat. I like that you can still put it in an envelope. This is so much fun, and I'm so glad I got to share it with you. And thank you. Oops, as I tip it over. Thank you for coming today, folks. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom down so you can see just how beautiful that is. Isn't that gorgeous, folks? All right, folks, thanks for coming and watching my tutorial today. Next up will be a video, a couple other project shares, as well as some happy mail. So thanks for coming, folks, and definitely check out countrycraftcreations.com and Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations on Facebook. Thanks, and have a beautiful day.